Okay, award yourself a prize if you got it. That was Crossroads, the famous, the legendary soap from the 60s. It was on at tea time, and a lot of people in Britain, millions in fact, watched Crossroads every night. It was a soap set around a motel, and it had a theme tune written by Tony Hatch, who later became a judge on one of the forerunners of the X Factor type shows. I think it was called New Faces. And he was so hard on the contestants, he became known as Tony Hatchet, because his name was Tony Hatch. I think that's quite funny. Right? Anyway, the Crossroads theme is a very jaunty, upbeat piece of music. If I can do it justice, it goes like ba-da-ba-ba-ba, ba-da-la-ba-ba. Remember that note? Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, right? And on this album, Paul McCartney and Wings, Venus and Mars, a great album, by the way. The last track, which is almost like a bonus, is a version of Crossroads. But they elect to do it almost as a predecessor of the Gary Moore, guitar. That kind of guitar instrumental. And your Wings did it like that, featuring Jimmy, playing this incredibly soulful guitar. So when you hear the first note of that, it's played in that vein. Ted, by the way, is dressed as Benny from Crossroads. That was the clue, So one thing about this is the note choice. Because obviously Tony Hatch is a very accomplished arranger and writer, is slightly different from what you'll find in a pop song, a rock song, a blues song, whatever. Now, when we play in a scale, when we play like right, all those notes are kind of whizzing by, and they're all hopefully the same note value, as Ray Gomez would say. When you play something that is more based around a melody, you're right out in the open, it's far more naked and exposed. And in some respects, that stuff's hard too, it's hard for me anyway, but in some respects it's harder. This is also doubly difficult because it doesn't really use one scale pattern. The scales change as though it were a jazz piece, as Al Picelli once said, so I shouldn't drop names, Nils Lofgren told me that once. As Al Picelli once said, I'm not a jazzer, but I can fake it, And it does move between a couple of scale parts. So here's the whole thing. This is what Jimmy played. It's in D. That's how Jimmy played it, right? Very soulful, and it's a very moody, emotive thing. And Crossroads would then use it if there was a downbeat ending. That's how they chose to do it. So they had two theme tunes. They had Tony Hatch's, the composer's, upbeat, jaunty thing, and then if there's if Meg Richardson suddenly found out that Norman was Simon's secret love child, and everyone was like gas shock horror, suddenly the theme tune would come in with Jimmy going, and it'd be very dramatic and sad, right? Now, if you feel you're caught in playing guitar and playing in scale patterns, that looks like it's in D major. It looks like that scale. Right? Now this breaks out of that because the chords kind of dictate what the scale patterns are. So this would be a really good one to learn if you feel that your playing is stuck in a pattern, whether that be a 5-note scale or a 5-note scale with flat 5, or if a major scale. You know, whatever. If you feel you're stuck in a scale pattern, this would be a really, really good one to learn. And one other thing about this is, I think Carlos Santana once said that a strong tenet of jazz from when he played with Miles Davis is you must be able to put over a melody. You must be able to take a melody and have all the heart that's in it, and although this started off life as a fairly jaunty tune, once Jimmy starts bluesing it up and it becomes pretty soulful. You're also, in a way, you're far more exposed. If you play something that's got a lot of notes that are hopefully at the same note value. Sorry, just turn my guitar on. But hopefully all the notes there are the same note value. In a sense, although I find that very hard, in a sense it's easier than something where you're completely exposed. Like it's far easier for any flaws or vagaries in your playing to become apparent. And in this, we're holding on to the notes a long time. We're having to decide how much shake, and then how much vibrato, how much shake, try and stop the extraneous string noise. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to play that. Now, some of you may know how to play that already, or some of you could, probably just, I don't know, pick up a guitar and go ba 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 ba, and do it. That's the note I said when I made a feeble attempt to hum the tune, and I said, remember that note. That note is, by the way, is A flat. We'll get to that in a minute. A flat in the key of D, which I'm sure you're all going, but that's a flat 5. Yes, it is. So in a couple of minutes, Ted and I, maybe Ted will change into another outfit, we'll go through how to play the theme from Crossroads. Okay, just bear with me.